The alien queen told a human soldier, "Remove your armor," then froze as she looked at his face. The battle was over. The human forces had won another hard-fought skirmish on the alien planet of Zora 7. But Sergeant Nathaniel Brooks wasn't celebrating. He wasn't even sure he could celebrate after what he had seen. The enemy forces, though retreating, had left a heavy toll on both sides. As the dust settled, Nathaniel found himself in the battlefield surrounded by the wreckage of alien ships and dead soldiers. His team had been assigned to capture the alien queen. Her forces had been the most persistent, the most powerful in this endless war. She was rumored to be ruthless, a being of incredible power who could bend the elements to her will. If the humans were going to win this war, they needed to neutralize her. Nathaniel and his team had fought their way through the alien encampment, where they finally found the queen imprisoned by the very forces she had once commanded. The queen was not alone in her cell. There were guards, but they were quickly dispatched. The queen was not shackled or confined in any normal sense. Her power radiated like an aura, pushing against anyone who came too close. And yet, when she saw Nathaniel, she said nothing. The queen was a towering figure with pale green skin and luminous violet eyes. Her armor was as elegant as it was deadly, glowing with strange symbols. She stood with an air of arrogance, as if the situation didn't faze her at all. But her eyes locked onto Nathaniel's face the moment he entered the room. "Remove your armor," the queen's voice commanded. Nathaniel's brow furrowed. He had expected many things, but this was not one of them. Why would she ask him to remove his armor? It made no sense. His armor was his protection, his shield from whatever weapons and forces the aliens could throw at him. But the queen's gaze never wavered. It was piercing, as if she could see straight through him. Slowly, Nathaniel felt the weight of her command pressing down on him. It was not an order, it was a challenge. He hesitated for a moment, but then something in her eyes told him this was not a request he could ignore. His hands moved mechanically, pulling at the clasp of his helmet. The hum of his exosuit powered down as he removed the helmet, revealing his face. The queen's expression changed the moment she saw him. She froze completely. Her eyes widened, her lips parted slightly, as if she had seen a ghost. For a long moment, she said nothing, just staring at him in stunned silence. Nathaniel stood there unsure of what to do. He could feel the weight of her gaze like a physical force pressing against him. It was unnerving, to say the least. The room was still, the only sound coming from the low hum of the still active machinery around them. Nathaniel shifted uncomfortably under the queen's gaze. "Why do you look at me like that?" He finally asked, his voice steady despite the confusion building inside him. The queen blinked once and then slowly took a step forward, her eyes never leaving his face. She reached out slowly, as if uncertain of what she was seeing. Her gloved hand hovered just inches from his face before she finally spoke again. "You," she whispered, almost as if she couldn't believe the words. "You look like him." Nathaniel blinked, confused. "Who?" The queen did not answer immediately. Instead, she stepped back, looking him over again, as if trying to process what she was seeing. Her eyes flickered with something Nathaniel couldn't place. He had seen the same look in people's eyes when they recognized someone from their past, when they were confronted with something they couldn't explain. "You look like my brother," the queen finally said, her voice trembling slightly. "My lost brother who disappeared years ago. I thought he had died in the war." Nathaniel felt his heart skip a beat. The queen's brother? How could he look like her brother? He had never met her before in his life. "Wait a minute," he said suddenly. "You're telling me you think I look like your brother? That doesn't make sense." The queen nodded slowly, her eyes never leaving his face. "You do. You have his eyes, his jawline. It's uncanny." Nathaniel's mind raced. Could this be true? Was there some sort of connection between him and the queen? Was this some strange coincidence, or was there more to it than that? He had no answers, just questions, and the unsettling feeling that he was caught in something much bigger than he had ever imagined. "Why would I look like your brother?" he asked softly. "I've never met you before. I don't even know who your brother is." The queen's expression darkened, her shoulders tensing, as if the question had stirred something painful within her. "He was taken from me," she said, her voice low and filled with grief. "He was a warrior, like you, one of the best in our army. But he was captured by your people. They told me he was dead, but I never believed it. And now—" She trailed off as if the words failed her. Nathaniel stood there silent for a long time. His mind was spinning with possibilities. Could he really have been mistaken for someone else? The queen seemed so certain that he was her brother, but he had no memory of ever being part of the alien race she ruled. He was human, a soldier caught in the crossfire of an endless war. "Are you saying you think I'm your brother?" he asked again, his voice tinged with disbelief. The queen met his gaze once more, her eyes filled with a mixture of longing and confusion. "I don't know what I believe anymore. But you have to understand that if you truly are him, then everything changes. Our people can end this war. We can unite." The words hung in the air between them. Nathaniel didn't know how to respond. He was a soldier, a human soldier, who had been sent here to stop the alien queen. He couldn't be her brother. Could he? The queen stepped closer, her gaze softening slightly. "Please," she whispered, "tell me you remember me. Tell me you remember our family." Nathaniel's heart raced. He wanted to say something, anything to make sense of this, but the words wouldn't come. His mind was a whirlwind of confusion and uncertainty. And then it hit him. What if there was more to this war than he had ever been told? What if the alien queen wasn't just an enemy? What if there was a hidden truth buried beneath the surface of everything he had been taught to believe?